when I smile like this, I mean, the one on my face right now, it means that I'm happy to know that you guys are there waiting for another delicious edition of Hotsports. Welcome. My name is Babajide Guerrero, and yes, my team is in the studio with me, but we'll get to meet them right after this break. If you're just joining us, you've not missed anything at all. In fact, we're just about getting right into it. We'll be talking about one of the greatest African football legend. Is a posthumous birthday for him. We'll be talking about that shortly. The UEFA Champions League and some very interesting facts and stats in that mix, as well as the sport minister are finally coming to the rescue of the sports ministry. I'll find out all this and more after I introduce my guests today. Making a return to the show back to back now is Monsura. Monsura, how are you? Mo, how you doing?
I'm fine. I feel good to be back here.
Yeah, you have to feel good. I mean, you feel good. Dari makes a return to the show. How are you doing, man?
Absolutely. It feels good to be back.
Yeah.
And a lot of this happened in the world of sports. While I was away.
Yeah.
While I'm around.
Yeah.
And even when I'm not going to be around.
Yes, exactly. This man. Okay, so let's talk about quickly. Let's jump into Sunday Dari approving the overpayment refund to IAAF. It's about time. Yeah. I think this is one of the good things we have seen that this man has done. Somebody said on Twitter that he's looking to be like a real deal if he can probably get into his mojo, his work immediately, and he has gotten into it.
It all started in 2017, where lots of money was sent into the account of the AFN, $150,000 to be specific, by the IAF. Fast forward to May last year, they requested that the money should be refunded instead of $15,000. So $135,000 was meant to be refunded. But till now, it wasn't refunded, and the noise has been there. The good thing is that the minister is here. He wants to put Nigeria back on the norm, the way it used to be. Nigeria should not be seen in the bad light, and that's the good thing for us. Let's hope that this is being sorted out, and we can always compete without any dent on our image.
Yeah, so much dent this actually, because it was bad. It was indeed bad for that particular period. So way to go, Sunday, Dari. We're hoping that you do other things right as you also enjoy your reign as sports minister. Moving on, we enjoyed a lot of football action, a lot of goals, a lot of hat-tricks as well, a lot of record being broken and shattered. One would come to reason with a particular young man, Ervin Haaland. That boy is maybe the next big thing, maybe the next big goal machine. Kylian Mbappe, another one right there. Raheem Sterling. It was a good day for goal scorers, a good week for goal scorers in the Champions League. But let's start with the one we saw. Are you a big fan of Kylian Mbappe?
Yeah.
Why? Because he's a fine boy. Did you see that? Yeah. But really, Mbappe seems to be at 20 years old. No player in the history of Champions League has scored a hat-trick, having come on as a substitute in that small minutes. This right here is to show that this boy really means business in his career, really.
Yes. I saw one of his interview years back when he said his dream is to become like Ronaldo. And for you to be like Ronaldo, you have to start now.
Yeah.
You can't wait to reach that age. So at 20, he's breaking records already. Lots of records have been shattered, and he's even creating another record. I think he's so determined, so focused, and so hardworking. So I'm expecting to see more from him.
Absolutely. Yeah, fascinating one by the man, Kylian Mbappe. Yeah. And in that particular game against Bruges, guess what? Angel Di Maria had 4 assists. Wow. But the world wasn't talking about it. We're talking about that particular younger ball. It just shows you that this crop of PSG, maybe it's a PSG particular season. But we also saw the king of UEFA Champions League didn't step up to the plate. Cristiano Ronaldo, I mean he's the king of Champions League, they like to call him. But again, Dybala saving the blushes of Juventus even after conceding one goal forward.
It's obvious they are still adapting to whatever Mauricio Sarri has in plan for them.
Do you rate him much, Mauricio Sarri?
it's a man that have gone through the ladder from his days as Empoli to Napoli, Chelsea, now Juventus. You need to rate him. Yeah. And when you talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, probably we've seen a season where Cristiano Ronaldo just scored 2 goals in the group stage, then boom, in the knockout stage scored 12 goals. That is how big Cristiano is. So it's not necessarily the group stage for him. In fact, he's the king of the knockout stage when it comes to the competition.
In that particular match day, we saw Liverpool as well, going all the way to Gunk and defeating them 4-1. But I don't think that particular game, that particular scoreline was a true reflection. Genk really stayed in that game a lot. They made a lot of mistakes in front of goal.
You know, at the end of everything, result is what matters. It's not about possession. And Liverpool know what is going to cost them if they lost that game. So they went in there with full focus and determination. And at the end of the day, they get the result they actually wanted. And
one thing that a lot of defenders in the world, and of course in Premier League, will be afraid of is an informed Mo Salah. He started scoring again, and that right there is really, really disturbing for a lot of defenders. Yeah, so big shout out to the female referees out there. I'm excited. We saw a female referee at the Europa League. Remember that a female referee was in the center of action. In fact, all the referees at the Super Cup, UEFA Super Cup, were all females. And it's a good thing that they are getting more noticed. They are getting more recognition. They are getting there in the mix of things. And maybe at some point, they will become a mainstay, even in likes of Spanish La Liga and English Premier League.
Gender equalism is all we help preach. And I think FIFA taking it to the next level is just showing us that there shouldn't be discrimination gender-wise in football.
I watched USA 94 as my very first tournament in football, and I saw him score a goal via that cross, and then he went right into that particular net, and then it was dragging the net with a lot of passion, a lot of emotion. That right there is still one of the most never to be forgotten immortal highlights of a career of every Nigerian child at that time, or every Nigerian sports analyst, of every Nigerian football follower at the time. Happy 56th birthday to Rashidi Yekini. The later part of his career maybe wasn't too fantastic. A lot of issues with health here and there, but you cannot take away the legacy more. Do you know or do you remember Rashidi?
I met him once when he was alive. The time he signed for Gateway United FC of Ogun State. So I met him that time. And that particular celebration, you know, being the first to score a Nigeria World Cup goal. You know, my dad is not a football fan, but that particular celebration, and my dad would be like, this is me, I am the guy from Ibadan. So I'll be like, wow. So he was a man that I really cherish a lot. Because when they are talking about the Super Eagles players that I've met before, Rashidi Yekini was the first that I met, and that experience is something that is unforgettable.
You know, recently, Sunday Olise led the class of the Super Eagles, the golden generation at the time, to a particular award celebration in Nigeria.
The class of 94, 96.
And then he came up and then he collected the award, and then he said one thing that Rashidi Yekini says to him during the trainings and of course the football match. He said it in Yoruba. I'll of course translate to English. He said that Rashidi Yekini always told him at that time that Sunday, Madam no see me, meaning Sunday Olise, do not answer them, do not mind what these people are saying, just give me the ball, just throw the ball, because you know for a fact once Rashidi Yekini chests that ball and brings it down, there may be no keeper in the world that can stop it.
Scoring 37 goals in his illustrious career for either the Green Eagles or the Super Eagles, and yet no one has ever come close to that.
Yeah, nobody. But we're hoping that it gets broken. But regardless, Rashidi Yekini will always live in our memories of sports fans, football fans across Nigeria. And this is a call to all the government as well. Whatever thing the government can do, we see. I mean, we've all been, some of us have been out of this country before. We've seen legends of the game being treated with so much respect, so much prestige. I don't think an average Nigerian ex-international gets a lot of respect. So what now? I hosted a particular event recently at the stadium, Agege Stadium, where for a particular passing out, a particular governor. And then it was an ex-international versus foreign-based. In those particular field, I saw a lot of Green Eagles stars, the old ones, and then mixed with the new ones lately. And the condition that I saw a lot of them in is not really favorable, in all fairness. It is disheartening.
Well, hopefully, let's just hope that they can. We always say the work of our heroes past should not be in vain, and it is not too late to remember some of these guys later in life. Not just recognition in terms of awards or immortalization.
Absolutely,
we can do so well for them in terms of taking care of their health, at least to start with.
The under-17 versus the under-17 of Hungary, Nigeria under-17 that is, will play Hungary's under-17 today at 9 p.m. We hope they can start their quest of winning their 6th title quite well. I'm not a big fan of under-17s, I'm sorry. And this is because under-17s, for me, guys, should be conveyor belts. It is not a win or lose. It shouldn't be make or match. It shouldn't be do or die. I think tournaments like this should be taken as bedrocks or foundation for the future. But unfortunately, we see a lot of people getting very angry, very animated when Nigeria doesn't do well. And then at the end of the day, we see what becomes of these players a lot years down the line. At the end of the day, it's not now. For me, it's always later.
So far, so good. The under-17, they have been so good, winning 5 already, and we are hoping that they are going to bring home the 6th one. And particularly, the under-17 team has been a bedrock. Talking about the like of Victor Osimhen, Samuel Chukwueze, we've produced a lot of products when it comes to the higher level of football. So I think it's good.
Well, I don't know, but maybe I think Mo has a good point. We've seen some players come through the ranks. But we've also seen a lot of players die in the tunnel.
Absolutely. It's so unfortunate that most of the time in this part of the world, we don't recognize talent until they come up with awards, be it individually speaking or collectively. Outside the Victor Osimhen, after the Kelechi Iheanacho, after the Chukwuezes that went ahead to win this tournament, how many of these can we boast of that didn't win, that later, represent the Super Eagles at the end of the day? Even as world at large, the only one player that has won the under-17 and also won the FIFA World Cup as a player is Ronaldinho.
What we're asking today is the Ballon d'Or list of 30. Is the Ballon d'Or still relevant in modern football? We've seen the nominations, those players, the players missing, and a lot of other activities going on right in there. So we think, is it relevant or is not relevant? Remember, guys, that you can be part of this particular production by taking out your phone and texting us. Let us know what exactly is on your mind as regards this particular issue that we're about to chew on. But going forward, please remember to drop your comments as well at our YouTube channel. We'll go for a quick break, and when we return, it's time for the thesis statement of my beautiful lady and my gentleman in the studio.
Year in, year out, there will always be controversies surrounding who is the best players in the world or even the 30-man shortlist. However, FIFA best or even Ballon d'Or, the best player, will never lose its value, owing to the fact that players will always create something for you to talk about that makes them the best.
For every award in this modern football to keep its relevance, there must be transparency. FIFA and the Ballon d'Or should tell us the criteria for choosing all these nominees.
All right, so that's the thesis right there. This is going to be interesting because I'm looking forward to it. I actually have my own thoughts, but let's hear theirs first. So, gentleman and lady, over to you. So, Monsura, I want you to start.
The reason why I believe Ballon d'Or has lost its relevance in this modern football is that what are the criteria for choosing all these nominees? If you want to tell us it's by number, are you telling us it's a striker award? Because the defenders is very obvious that they are not going to score goals. They can only make tackles. So what are the criteria for choosing all these nominees? Imagine Ugo Lloris ahead of Jan Oblak. Going by record from FIFA World Cup, last year World Cup, and the season that he had with Tottenham, he is one of the goalkeepers that made errors that leading to goal. We saw what he did at the FIFA World Cup final. The same thing he did with Tottenham in their matches. So how is Ugo Lloris in the list of 30 nominees and there is no Jan Oblak?
You know, the good thing about this is that for every award, there will always be questions about a player or two. However, Ugo Lloris, you are talking about, got to the final of the World Cup. Ugo Lloris, you are talking about, compared to Jan Oblak, got to the final of the Champions League.
If you are going by that style, then a Karius Karius should have been nominated last season. Karius was at the UEFA Champions League final last season.
It will be so unfair. It will be so unfair to nail a goalkeeper to the award for the errors he made without considering the number of saves he made as well. Let's not forget in the semi-final against Ajax. Let's not forget in the quarter-final against Manchester City, the quality saves. I mean, he was able to make, and I saw them through the tie at the end of the day. These are some of the things.
The number of saves he made is not even up to that of Henderson.
See, we have seen goalkeepers gone ahead to be the best player in the team. We've seen instances where David De Gea was the best player, not even a goalkeeper, in the whole of Manchester.
Okay, a Marcus Rios, who is a German footballer of the year, is not even on the list.
Are you kidding me?
Suarez.
Are you kidding me?
Someone is a footballer of the year for his country and is not on the Ballon d'Or.
When does being the best player in your country makes you the best player in the world? I can be the best player in Iran without being the best in the world.
It should be on the nominees. It should be on the list.
I don't know where to swing, you know, and I can't even wait for my own final whistle. But let's look at the last player that won this award, Luka Modric.
Yeah.
Luka Modric won this award last year, not 2 years ago, not 3 years ago. Okay. And the following year is not there.
So would you have blamed FIFA or Ballon d'Or organizers for the underperformance of Luka Modric in a year? If Luka Modric is to be on this list as well, but we also complain that he doesn't deserve to be there. So why should they be there?
Did Luka Modric even worth it when he won it?
Are you kidding me?
Angle.
Yeah.
When you got to the final, arguably one of the best players at the World Cup in a World Cup calendar year.
In a World Cup calendar year.
Are you kidding me? Luka Modric more or less was the best player at the just concluded World Cup a year ago. He's more or less the best player for Real Madrid in the Champions League, and he was one of the best performers of the year. You can argue because he didn't score much goals, but the numbers as well as his performance as a midfielder can set him apart.
That is your opinion.
Above every other player.
When you're looking at the midfield of Real Madrid that won the Champions League that season, Toni Kroos come above Luka Modric. And when you want to talk about the FIFA World Cup, Luka Modric did not even win it.
Toni Kroos outside Real Madrid without Luka Modric was not able to take his team beyond the knockout stage, which is the next round of 16 of the World Cup. So what are we saying? That is to tell you Kroos is not as important
with
as
Lionel
we think he
Messi,
is.
Portugal with Cristiano Ronaldo did not even reach the semi-final, and they are among the top three. They were among the top three. They are top three. Cristiano Ronaldo came second, and did not even reach the quarter-final of that competition.
Same Cristiano Ronaldo came second, and you guess what? Without the same Luka Modric in his team, he was not able to get to the final of the World Cup. Modric did that. Messi was not even able to get to the same final. Why? Because there were no Barcelona players around him. What are you telling me?
So here's the question, guys. So what happened to the same Luka Modric that won it last year and is no more here?
That is basically now an underperformance, and it doesn't deserve to be on this list. That is why he wasn't there. So you cannot say FIFA or the Ballon d'Or organizers have lost their credibility for not putting one player or the other.
Have you seen the 30-man list?
Absolutely.
Donny De Beek is on that list.
Okay.
Does he deserve to be in there?
Look at the year we are talking about, for crying out loud.
2019, yes.
2019, back to 2018. What else do you want from him? Do you want him to kill himself? And another thing as well is that we are
there is no Luis Suarez.
Okay, I'm
there
coming
is no
there.
Luis
See,
Suarez.
the only thing about this is that we are so blinded by what the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi have done. And when players don't meet up to that standard, they are underperforming, which is an absolutely no. The best player right now in terms of goals is even a certain Robert Lewandowski. Guess what? You will tell me that Robert Lewandowski isn't good enough or is better than the Cristiano Ronaldo.
Let's look it from this angle. The FIFA the best had 4 Real Madrid players.
Okay.
And the Ballon d'Or list of 30 has just one, which is Karim Benzema. So are you telling me that it's not the same season that FIFA look at to bring out the list of nominees? It's not the same season that Ballon d'Or is looking at.
You know, the good thing about this is that there is yardstick, and the yardsticks are different. So when you go by what
that
FIFA
is
are doing,
why I'm talking about transparency. They should come out, they should be transparent. Let us know the criteria. When you are transparent, hold on, when you are transparent about things that you are doing, nobody is going to question you. You know, all these are what are questionable because there is no transparency.
Look, in an organization, to pick the best staff of the year, the entrepreneur don't come out to tell you, these are the yardstick I'll be using to pick my best player.
But why?
What do? They will basically look at you, sit back and see how you are performing. Then they tell you, these are the roll call of persons that have done so well for the year, but this is the outstanding one. And I think this is what, be it FIFA or Ballon d'Or, have done in this case. So don't tell me because I didn't pick what FIFA are picking, my mind is wrong. Come on, you don't say that. They've done fantastically well. There might be 1 or 2 players that deserve to be there, but that doesn't mean the award is irrelevant anymore.
Okay, Liverpool had 7 players on that list
for
winning UEFA Champions League.
Okay.
Right? That is what you are telling me. Now, Tottenham had just 2, and they even made it to final without buying any player.
You know,
so are you telling me in the Tottenham 18, which is the starting 11 and the reserve team, in the Tottenham 18, there are just 2 players that can compete at the world level?
You know the good thing about Tottenham is that the best player for them in the Champions League wasn't even their best player at the end of the season in Lucas Moura. Look at the way Lucas Moura was able to save them in sensitive times when they are almost out of the league. Harry Kane was not even the best performer for them last season in the Champions League because he was blighted by injury. But guess what? They will always rate him higher.
But why is Lucas Moura not still there?
It won't be there. It won't be there because he didn't put the numbers even as much as Harry Kane did in the same competition.
What about Luis Suarez?
Luis Suarez.
If you want to talk about number, Luis Suarez should be there.
Luis Suarez never got to the final, and they were taught a footballing lesson by Liverpool.
And Lionel Messi is there. They were taught football by Liverpool.
Lionel Messi now had more goals as the highest goal scorer in the same Champions League that has Mo Salah that won it.
We need transparency. We need transparency.
I think this is going to be an interesting conversation that would even get to do even outside the cameras and outside the studio. But it's been a fantastic conversation to listen to, Dari and Mo. What a huge back and forth. And I'm sure you must have picked 1 or 2 things that you think I would say in my final whistle. But hey, I also want to hear what your thoughts is. Let us know. Text us on the number on your screen and follow us on our social media platforms right on your screen, as well as drop in your comment in the comment section. We'll be right back for what is going to be my final whistle. And we are back. It's been a remarkable time with the analyst in the studio today, telling us whether or not if Ballon d'Or is still a relevant award in this modern football. While I agree a bit with Mo, who thinks it's about transparency, numbers, and consistency, I think she's actually quite correct. The time we've seen awards in recent past, especially with some nations coming out to say, just at the last FIFA the best, they say, hey, I didn't get to vote for Messi. That's not who I voted for. Those level of inconsistencies and the fact that we just don't know why this particular person is given that honor of being nominated for a very prestigious award. Then I'd like to also swing to the direction of Dari, who feels the numbers don't really count for much sometimes. It has to do with significance. In the case of Luka Modric, who was a very significant player for Croatia. And then I also like you to look at it from this angle. When I said one is art, and football is art, and football is science. Science would be Cristiano Ronaldo, who looks like a finished masterpiece product, who gets the numbers, who gets the goals, who gets to show you the significance of scoring goals in football. He's a goal machine, if you like to say. But you look at it from the angle of art, the beauty, the sheer class, the precision, the speed, everything encompassing the beauty of football can be seen in Lionel Messi. But the truth is, both of them have each of the features that make football what football is in their games. And that is where the awards need to find a balance. Players who give you the art and players who give you the science part of the game. I think that will be my own final whistle today. But then again, I also want to hear what is it you want to say in the comment section, in the YouTube channel, as well as text message. Before we go out of the studio, I have to say thank you to my guest, Dari Ogun. Thank you so very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Gary, I've always wanted to ask you, are you related in any way to the god of iron?
I'm the god of sports analysis.
That is good.
Oh, deep. Yeah, deep. Mo, thank you so very much for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
I will do this again, definitely, guys. We want to say thank you very much for the fans, the viewers as well, for standing by every 10:30, every Saturday morning like this to watch Hotsports. We also want to say a very big thank you to the production team, especially Sheon Famewo, the one we call Babo. You guys always think it's good for me, a sports presenter, to come on here and talk football and enjoy what I do. But there are some people who are behind the scene who really are the superheroes without capes. So shout out to you, Babo. Thank you very much for making us look good on air. And of course, shout out to everyone for supporting. Till we come your way again next week, Saturday, with a freshly made edition of Hotsports. Remember, take care of yourself and look after each other. My name is Babajide Guerrero. Bye for now.